Winter Burn by Solomoon. Once upon a time, a poor young boy, who we will refer to as Gregory, and his mother lived together in a small house. During a cold winter morning, the young boy looked out of his frosted window to see a bird lying on the ground. He thought little of it and continued with his morning routine, expecting it to move on. In an hour or two, he looked outside the window once more and found the little bird was still laying there. Quizzically, he looked at the bird to appraise if the bird was dead. But no, he could see the slight heft of breathing, the small chest of the bird going up and down, breathing heavily. He was worried about touching it. It could perhaps have a disease or another ailment he could contract. And for all of his concern and goodwill, he could possibly make the situation worse. So he left the little bird laying there. As the day passed and the sun rose, the young boy checked the bird several times, but as the sun started to set, he returned, this time determined to help the small bird. Its shallow breath having become more ragged, exhaustion painted clearly upon it. He covered his hands with some cloth and gently placed the bird into the box. It weakly moved its head as the boy touched it. He brought it inside and sheltered it from the lights of his home to make it feel more comfortable. He covered the bird's box with his own blanket in an attempt to shield the poor bird from the cold. The young boy fed the small bird some berries, seeds, nuts, and many other various things which had been grown in the earlier season. He gathered the food and water and put them each in their own individual bowls before placing them in the box with the bird. The bird took a few tentative bites of the berries and a few small drinks of water as the boy sat in the dark with them. The boy continued to sit with the bird for the remainder of the day, occasionally hearing faint chirping from the box. That night, the young boy slept next to the box with his blanket still covering it partially. The boy shivered throughout the night, the bitter cold biting through the small fraction of blanket he still had while sharing it with the bird. The bird's chirping became even more faint, almost like the sound of a ghost. It wouldn't drink or eat. It would just lay there. The boy checked on the bird throughout the night. It would often look back at him as its breath became shallow. He eventually fell asleep next to the small bird, who had fallen silent in the night. When he awoke, he found the bird was gone, and in its place was a warm jacket with a feather lying on top, a jacket that would shelter the boy for many cold winters to come. The end.